Hello and a very warm welcome to this week's edition of Inside the Americas. I'm Thomas Waterhouse. Here's what's coming up. The Never Again movement gains ground in the aftermath of Florida's deadly high school shooting, with the pressure now mounting on the National Rifle Association. We take you to Canada to meet the millennials who aren't digging for gold, but are rather mining for cryptocurrencies. And we look at how attitudes are changing in Hollywood's film schools in the aftermath of the Harvey Weinstein controversy, which has blackened the usual glamour of the silver screen. We start then in the US with a rather emotional image of the week. Pupils and teachers in Florida have returned to their classrooms at their high school in Parkland, where 17 people lost their lives in a mass shooting. As students take their calls for gun laws to be tightened to the highest officers of power, the NRA's standing is now slipping, with several businesses cutting their ties to America's biggest gun lobby. Catherine Viette has more in this report.
An emotional return for the students and teachers at Marjory Stoneman Douglas High School. It's been 2 weeks since 17 people were killed in a deadly shooting there. Since then, the students have mobilized, vowing never again and demanding action on gun control. One of their targets, the NRA, America's powerful gun lobby. It's found itself the subject of a boycott. And for the first time, dozens of companies have cut ties with the organization. The bank that issues the NRA Visa card was one of the first to revise its policy, tweeting that customer feedback has caused us to review our relationship with the NRA. Since then, several airlines, car rental agencies, and hotel chains have quickly followed suit, dropping the discounts and preferential rates they offered to the NRA's 5 million members. The lobby group has denounced the boycott movement and called the departure of its corporate partners a shameful display of political and civic cowardice. In an over-the-top accusation, the NRA's combative spokeswoman Dana Lash said the media was exploiting the school shooting.
Many in legacy media love mass shootings. You guys love it. Now, I'm not saying that you love the tragedy, but I am saying that you love the ratings.
Despite the growing number of mass shootings in the U.S., the NRA remains unyielding in its defense of gun rights and opposition to any sort of gun control. But the students at Marjory Stoneman Douglas High School have emerged as a powerful voice, leveraging social media to rally support for their cause. It's possible the #NeverAgain movement could succeed where other efforts on gun reform failed. The issue of gun control now ranks second in some polls of voter concerns. Only health care coverage ranks higher.
Now, you've no doubt all heard of the Bitcoin as being a novel way to buy and sell things, but did you know that it's now 10 years since we first heard of the concept of cryptocurrency? Over this first decade, the craze has seen jobs created, new businesses set up. The Canadian province of Quebec is flying the flag when it comes to so-called cryptocurrency mining. Our correspondent has sent this next report from Montreal.
Samuel Fréchette doesn't work at the Bank of Canada. And yet, he legally creates money in his garage.
Here's where I hide my Bitcoin farm.
Here's where Samuel mines cryptocurrency. He puts his computers to work to create digital units of currency using blockchain technology.
These machines receive requests from the blockchain to calculate specific equations, and the first computer that solves the equation gets a reward paid in cryptocurrency. Cryptocurrencies can be worth a lot or not very much. Here we mine Ethereum, which is the second most popular cryptocurrency in the world.
Once you have them, cryptocurrencies can make you rich, as long as you choose the right place to install your computers. To understand this exploding market, we caught up with one entrepreneur who would rather stay discreet. Between these walls, Pierre-Luc Quimper has set up a real cryptocurrency production plant.
Right now, Quebec is the best place on earth for mining because the climate is favorable and the price of energy is really low. These are the best circumstances for the industry we're in.
The frigid temperatures keep the machines from overheating. The electricity is inexpensive and sustainable. Foreign investors are sold. Hydro-Quebec, the public power utility, dreams of creating the Silicon Valley of cryptocurrency.
Very large industry players have approached us, over 100 companies. We don't have exact numbers, but we're talking about millions, maybe tens of millions of extra dollars to be made here.
One sign of this boom? Chinese cryptocurrency giant Bitmain is expected to set up shop in the region soon.
Our number of the week for this edition comes from Mexico, and that figure is 43. That's the price in euros that 3 Italian citizens were sold for to a criminal gang there. That's just 14 euros each. That figure comes from the family of the trio who disappeared back in January from the state of Jalisco, which is home to the powerful new generation drug cartel. State prosecutors have announced that 4 police officers in that state have now been arrested, accused of abducting those Italian nationals. To California now, where the film industry continues to reel in the fallout of the Harvey Weinstein scandal. That barrage of accusations of sexual abuse and harassment from dozens of leading actresses has led to a change in attitudes and in perspectives among those hoping to make a break on the silver screen. This next report takes us inside the classrooms of one film school.
And action.
Here at this Los Angeles film school, Liz is in charge of changing the sets between takes. She will graduate in 3 months' time and hopes to join the next generation of women in Hollywood.
They tell us all the same thing. Be true to your vision, be true to yourself, and don't be bullied. We're raising a generation of boys and men who respect women and who respect female DPs and who respect female directors.
90% of the students on this set are women, but all the students know that they will be looking for work in a film industry that has been turned upside down by numerous sexual assault scandals and the Me Too and Time's Up movements.
Would I want this to happen to me or somebody that I know? No, so let me speak up for the next person. And again, just be that ally, be there, be the voice, be the ears, and be the movement when I need to be that.
One of the greatest hurdles facing women in the industry is that many studios are still hesitant to put them at the helm of major blockbusters. Of the 10 biggest box office successes of 2017, only one film, Wonder Woman, was directed by a woman.
Hiring women and putting them in leadership positions, putting them as the lead in a role, giving them substantial roles that have weight and have depth. I think we need to prove to the studios and to the industry, and I think we have proven that those are not risks anymore. I think that was evident by last year's success in Wonder Woman.
To build on the success of Wonder Woman, Warner Brothers has created a program to help disadvantaged women in filmmaking. The fund helped Carla embark on a $160,000 scriptwriter's degree.
I'm trying to create something new. I'm kind of sick of seeing billboards and buses of the same white actors telling the same white stories and the same, like how many more white families on television do we need to see?
Despite recent box office successes from the likes of Lady Bird, whose female director was nominated for an Oscar, and the nearly all-black cast of Black Panther, diversity both in front of and behind the camera remains the exception, not the norm.
And finally, for this week's programme, we take you to Chile as a parting gift to the South American country. And in one of her last acts as president, Michelle Bachelet ordered the creation of a 250,000 square kilometre marine park. That's to protect the flora and the fauna in the Pacific Ocean's Juan Fernandez Islands, which were the inspiration for the fictional adventures of the wanderer Robinson Crusoe. Let's leave this latest edition of Inside the Americas with these stunning underwater pictures. Do stay with us here on France 24 for more world news and headlines coming up. Thanks for watching.
The 51%, presented by Annette Young.
A programme about women who are reshaping our world. we meet those who seek equality, be it in the boardroom or at the village well. The 51% brings you stories from across the globe about the women who are challenging the way we think.
The 51% on France 24 and France24.com.
France 24 es rigurosidad, precisión y responsabilidad. Somos una familia comprometida con el periodismo y la verdad.
C'est une des seules chaînes d'infos où on nous laisse jouer en plateau avec des Legos, avec des robots, avec tout un tas d'objets.
We take a return ticket to revisit some of the key people and places of the last 50 years of world television news.
على فرانس 24 يمكننا أن نحاور أصحاب القرار من العالم في كل الميادين ولدينا المساحة لكشف ثنايا مسيرتهم.
Aquí en France 24 tenemos a varias personas de distintos países, algo que es un reflejo de cómo es Latinoamérica, con culturas muy distintas. Y allí es muy bonito encontrar que en el deporte todos tenemos algo en común.
Les femmes, elles sont souvent victimes de l'actualité internationale, mais ce sont aussi des actrices majeures de la géopolitique. Et d'ailleurs, on en parle dans France 24.